Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... A new beginning. It begins. The day commences. The start is now. All of those things could have been the titles of the videos today. It just turns out that two videos on the playlist were in a row happened to be called something similar to this. So of course, based on my conventions, I sort of paired them up, even though thematically they don't actually have that much in common. As far as I'm aware. Because one of them is another FNAF property. Well, not FNAF property, but a FNAF derivation. That's what I meant to say. And another one is Witch related. Not Witch the franchise, but Witch the concept. Both of which we've had mixed receptions or mixed results from. I keep on rephrase stuff today, actually. I don't know what's going on with me. Just got back from rehearsal. Yeah, we've had mixed results from both of these things in the past, so I guess it's all to be seen. One of them I'm not so confident with, because in a rare case, there's one of these gacha videos actually has a negative comment in it. Which I know sounds bizarre, but like considering how many gacha tubers either delete all the negative comments or just don't receive any to begin with, yeah, you know that you've messed up big time if someone actually gives you, if someone actually gives that, or alternatively, you've got integrity if you keep it in. So I don't know which one it would actually apply to, but that happens to be the first one, which we will discuss in a second. Did I? Hold on a second, what? Wait a minute. Sorry, this looks like I've... Oh, no, okay. Wait a second. No, I pressed the wrong one. I was like, did I put the same video twice? No, I didn't. Here we go. Right, so this first one is A New Beginning, My Unlife as an Afton, which is brought to us by April. Not April Moon, just April this time, or April with 2 stars on the side. So April Moon versus April Star. So April Star is going to give us this today. Yeah, time to confuse me with different interpretations of one family. I'm sure that will not happen. It definitely has not happened in the past. All right, without further ado, on with the review. Okay, interesting way to do trigger warnings. All right, I'll get that. So if I sound like a little kid or squirrel, I mean, is your character a little kid? Because that might be appropriate. We don't know. Little warning, some scenes contain cussing. A few GL2 scenes suck because I suck using Gacha Life 2. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I'd say Gacha Life 2 probably has the biggest learning curve out of all of them. It gets easier once you've used other gacha apps for years before it came out, but anyway, really bad voice acting. I see. That's why I warned about the little kids or squirrel thing. I mean, squirrel is going to be a very different interpretation, but let's see. Let's see what happens. Maybe this is going to be voiced by only one person. Your grief is the chain. Okay. Is the song supposed to be like this? Does it just stop with the singing and they cut off randomly? Is that how it goes? You picture their faces, but remember the pain. It's all time, so I guess that's how it goes. It's a bottomless pit that you'd rather fill than to admit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Wait, the intro song is what? How to Grieve by... Night Cove the Fox. I don't know if this is gonna be copyrighted or not. I'm not sure. Reminds me of Shorty's old OCs. Oh my. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna just mute this just in case. So featured characters. Okay, so we get to know who's who. William, Michael, Mrs. Afton. I guess that's not Mrs. Afton. We just haven't seen her on screen yet. Or not. Okay, never mind. This is Elizabeth Afton with very short hair. Fair enough. Fair enough. Not what I was expecting, but that's fine. And Evan Afton. That's how you know this is recent, because because I'm pretty sure that Evan is the most likely agreed upon name of the crying child, if my understanding is correct, because that was I think that was one of like the last theories that MatPat himself actually did before retiring, or possibly brought back afterwards. So it happens to be one of the only FNAF theories that I have seen recently. So yeah, that's how you know we're in the modern era, I suppose. And I will give credit for this as well. Again, from an outside perspective, this is one thing I give Secrets of the Plex a lot of praise for, and as do many other people. It's good when you can go into into a series without having to know every single lore detail about it. Compare season 1 of Secrets of the Plex to season 2, where it starts off obviously like the obscure details because it was based on the role play that had all those things, but it was more adapted later on in season 2 into something a bit more accessible, and honestly involving more of the not involving more of the OCs, but just kind of like going in that direction. And that really helped with people like myself who would not be able to get as into it otherwise. In this case, we've got something similar where we're being helped along a little bit, because one thing that the FNAF community does a lot, of course, because the FNAF games themselves do this, is they will they'll pay close attention to like the designs and details of everything, because all the details are very important for theoretical purposes. Case in point, here we have immediate recognition of Ennard. Yeah, but of course to the laymen's out there, laymen, not sure. I have to look at that. I'll not look up that plural. It's not as easy to identify. Oh, okay, this person has like this particular scar, so that must be William or something like that. It's because, of course, like even then, the game sprites don't help you along, given the portrayal of William as purple consistently and Michael being actually purple later on. But yeah, things like that. So I don't know. That's so having these visuals for like the different characters and what they look like is helpful going into this. Even the Ennard, also known as the Fun Times. Ennard is known as all the Fun Times, apparently. Okay. So yeah, it is one person. All right. There we go. So that's why we got the warning. So that is one comparison between April Moon and April Star, I guess, is, they both have started out a series with just themselves voice acting all the characters. I mean, all right then. Okay, yeah. This is going on for a bit too long when it comes to this intro. I feel like they're trying to get like the full song in there, to be honest. I'm starting to see what the one complaint was with this. Apart from that, if you don't pause on this, you can't focus on all the details here. That's already another. That's why I don't like the style of edits, because there's so much in here that's just like, okay, why? Why are we going like there? Why that kind of having like his eyes gouged out? So yeah, Pops are making us like an alchemy because of fun times. Oh, okay, because he thought all the mush together. That's why he said it was all the fun times. Okay, yeah. See, this is why it's good to have FNAF experts, even with the visual aid. That being said, yeah, it is dragging on way too long right now. We're a minute and 15 seconds into this video that's only 5 minutes long. You don't want to have an intro this long for a concept this short. Especially if most of the credits are just like yourself, or like they could have been like one piece of text. And we're just seeing the same visuals over and over again. Yeah, we saw that name already. We know who you are. Why are we giving credit to yourself? I don't know. Giving credit to yourself is fine, but for the same things multiple times is overkill. This is the song that never ends. Where all the credits are one person. I guess the title is right there. But the end is still uncertain.
X,
Okay.
you can't die yet. Wake up, birthday boy!
Okay, right, let me just rewind this a little bit. I'm going to play this with sound again, so just this last bit here. Okay, here we go.
X, you can't die.
So the same issue that I pointed out, like, with Fallen Angels, not latest episode, but, like, a few earlier ones, where we go straight from the song into just, you know, name of episode, deadpan like that. Yeah, that's the problem. So we were warned about the bad voice acting. This much is true. However, that doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah, like, if you're trying to say to somebody that you can't die here, saying it with, like, that level of deadpan is not going to help your case, you know. Also, yeah, I don't know if that's fitting or not. I know that a lot of the FNAF creatures have, you know, these massive mandibles, so I assume that that's an attempt to replicate that.
Yet. Wake up, birthday boy! Your show isn't over yet.
Oh yeah, another thing is you're too close to the microphone. You can hear a lot of, like, the distortion. Just need to move away. That will fix that problem for you.
You're still needed in this life.
You're still needed in this life. Don't die yet. We will miss you terribly. In that we'll be terrible at missing you.
Huh?
Okay, I appreciate when people try to do this, basically. You know, well, it's a plano thinny down in Spanish, but I don't know what it is in English, but it's, you know, a top-down view, basically. So, you know, that happens, like, on the floor rather than just, like, you know, another background, and actually custom made the bed. That I appreciate.
What? What the?
If it doesn't quite match the same, you know, thing here. And oh, and actually got a front view as well of a different of the hospital bed aside from this. Okay. So visually we're already off to a good start here, honestly. A few days later. Alright, fair enough. I wouldn't have would turn down the sound a little bit of those footsteps. You know, those are always very loud ones in general. I've used that sound effect before. And okay, if you don't, I mean, having the shadows of a person there is fine as well. Not necessarily what I've gone with, but it still works. Okay. Anyway, a few weeks later. So is no one going to discharge this person, or does, like, get them out the hospital? I mean, there's a ghost there, but that's not why they're brought.
Okay, that's it.
A little bit slow on the walking animation here, but I appreciate that there's an actual walk cycle. And it's done without keyframes too, so I guess it is going to look a little bit wonky unless it's, like, you know, the images themselves are timed properly.
When?
Fun fact, Aiden actually did his first walking cycles without keyframes. He only learned how to green screen slightly later, so the first episode has a few scenes, of Fallen Angels this is, has a few scenes without any green screening, and then another few that actually do, because Aiden has always done his stuff out of order. So, you know.
Are you gonna tell me what to help?
Same with Running With You, actually. Same thing happened there, because it was being produced around the same time.
You want? Didn't I free you? You did. But we still need you, as you've noticed.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is going by the idea that, you know, the victims of William, the ones that, like, were freed, I think that was, like, by the puppet originally or something. Those are the ones that have been liberated. Okay, so that's why, and they've tracked down the person who's able to see them. Okay, all right.
What would you need a pretending crazy mustard like me?
I wonder why one of them is much grayer than the other one. Again, color is a very significant thing in this world, so who knows?
For? Well, you see, what? You want to live with him again? Uh-huh.
Again?
Why would they want that?
Also, I appreciate the front face. Not sure why it's needed in this scene, but I guess it's just, you know, to spice things up.
They know he's an insane, evil piece of shit. But, well, I will play along.
I guess I will play along for no reason. I could caution them about this and tell them it's a terrible idea, but never mind.
I would love to help you.
I would love to help you. Why would you want to do that, honestly? Also, the video's called My Unlife as an Afton, but the main Afton character here appears to be alive. So is something going to happen in this episode to them? That's quite possible, honestly. Also, I've been saying this for years. I want to see a FNAF series where one of the kids inside of an animatronic's body goes back to school as like a giant robot, and what shenanigans that would create. That feels to me like the ultimate unexplored territory in terms of the what happens next after the events of the games. A darker is more spiteful and more filled with agony. I assume that's impactful in the games. All right then. Also, is he peeling off his bandages right now? Honestly, he probably should. Those things are way too stained. You need to change those. Oh, okay, and that's it. So yeah, as I said, there is a negative comment on this video, which is very rare for a gacha video in general. The comment actually says that, that 1 minute of actual content is not enough. So, full disclosure, I knew going in there was going to be almost nothing to this video. And yeah, it does seem like, okay, for a first episode, the objective is, to establish who the characters are and what the goal is moving forward. And on a very, very, very superficial level, this does technically achieve that. But, like I said, it's one of these things where you don't want to hack down a story until it's only at its bare essentials, especially if it's already that short. I know there's a belief in, the writing industry about kill your darlings, basically. If the scene is not needed specifically, or moments of dialogue or something are not needed, but you really like them, be prepared to sacrifice them, because if they don't further the story. I don't think that every single scene in something needs to further the larger story if we're enjoying being with the characters, because it's already teaching us to root for them and actually enjoy their presence and want to see them succeed. So that's my stance on that matter. That's not quite what happened in this case. Because actually the creator, again, April Star, responded to this video, to the comment, saying that they just ran out of ideas to put in to put in the episode. To which I have to wonder what is going to happen in the story going forward, because if you run out of ideas after the first episode, not the first episode, after the first scene, second technically if you count the bit beginning with Ballora and whatnot, after the second scene, if you don't have any more ideas beyond that point for a story, you probably shouldn't be publishing the story just yet. Think about what you want going forward, or what direction it's going to take you in, and then the videos will get longer. It will, and once you've got the characters down, they will somewhat write themselves in a sense, yeah, because this I was gonna say now. I had an example of this, but I forgot what my example was. Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say that for me personally, most of the time when I write things, I tend to have the beginning and the end in mind for something, and then I work out the middle as I go on, how they get to that point. The end is subject to change, of course, if something major happens and I feel okay, this is going to go in a different direction, then I don't have to stick to the ending that I decided at whichever other point. Things do happen, and honestly, audience reception will somewhat dictate, okay, I'll think oh, well, people seem to like this, or, I didn't realize people will enjoy this bit, so I'm going to elevate that. it's actually the reason that I stopped writing the music goal in advance, because I realized we're getting so far ahead that audience feedback was almost impossible to incorporate. But that's another story. That's just what works for me. I know that not everyone is like that, and but for episodes, I would recommend that approach. You know, what needs to happen in the first episode? You know, what kind of like ideas could you have? Like multiple things. You know, some point in the future, and then like fill in the gaps. That's one thing that I could say to help, you know, pad this. And if it was just the case of, you know, this endpoint was the answer to, like, you know, being freed and such, well, how about we see a little bit of like how the kids were freed in this world, you know, or a bit more of a flashback beyond, okay, who is what, you know, the person who's needed in this world and why they're needed. Why would they even in like the death situation to begin with? I assume all this is in the games, granted, but you know, again, from a layman's perspective, it would be nice to see. It would have helped with the episode, and it would have established, you know, what kind of things are concrete, considering that FNAF is very theory-based, even in its own actual story, which is honestly one of the reasons I don't like the franchise. But, like, that's just me. So yeah, those are just a few ideas to, like, help pad that. And in terms of the voice acting, yeah, like, obviously the problem was identified, but the real thing is, you know, that's I guess that does come with practice, but also a sense of, okay, well, you know, if you like, voice acting is acting, it's voice acting. That's the main part. You know, it shouldn't feel like you're reading from a script, even if you wrote the script yourself. You know, like another thing to think about in terms of these characters, if you're the creator of or the creator of this interpretation of them, is, you know, what do they actually act like? What do they sound like? What's kind of like their whole deal? Another thing to work out before you start a series, incidentally. At least for the main cast, I would say. And that will help with performances. So what it really comes down to is April Star has jumped the gun on a lot of these things and has gone in very gung-ho, very unassisted, and then realized very quickly that they flew kind of too close to the sun, at least for right now. So, you know, I would say, you know, cool off those wax wings for a bit, make sure that make sure the foundation is there, and then continue. Next video we have for tonight, or last video, I guess, because it's still 2. This one is a little bit longer. Reminds me a bit more of a My Story animated towards the beginning. But yeah, this is the witch-related one. So this one is not based on any existing franchises, to my knowledge. So yeah, this is It Begins, A Witch's Secret, Episode 1.
Hello, my name is Mabel, and I'm here to introduce you to my world. And you're probably thinking,
oh, okay, all right. I only just got past like the hybrid character that was there before. My bad. Yeah. All right. Also, you mentioned before we move on, I've put this comment on screen about the illusion discs and everything. Well, yeah, sure, the fact that they're dead in their identities, but yeah, sure, if they're to do that, then that's fine. But I mean, again, imagine from a comedic perspective, you know, a kid that doesn't have that option, that, you know, just is inside the animatronic still trapped, but wants to get back to, you know, their regular life because, you know, they've been liberated to some degree from, or something happened to, you know, William Afton, whatever. Then what kind of comedic things would actually come in from that, you know? Bullies would never mess with them ever again, for example. Would they be allowed in sports because of, you know, the very distinct advantage of being in a mechanical beast constantly? You know, what would everyday scenarios be? What would work? Would they fit inside the classroom? Would they go through the doorways? You know, who's to say? Would they have new latent talents based on their performance, on their performance abilities from the animatronics themselves? Would they be disqualified from talent shows as a result of having that, you know, ingrained into them, or would that count as a talent because it's something that is part of them now? You know, all of these questions you could actually get from that scenario. That's what I'm thinking of, basically. You know, like, what if they didn't try to cover it up, but, like, attempted to live as the new version of themselves? That's kind of what I was pitching for that, you know, idea. Anyway, back to the actual video. So this is Mabel's world. La 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 la.
Mabel, this looks exactly like my world. What are you talking about?
Is your world different to Mabel's world? Are you not from the same world? Am I missing context of who these people actually are?
Well, nope, it's not. So, I'm not really sure what yours looks like, since I'm not in it, but apparently you don't have roles? Lucky.
Don't have roles, as in, like, what, like, assigned jobs? Is this like B-movie?
So, I'll be explaining that for you. Let's start. So, roles, the thing I mentioned before, tell you what you're gonna be when you grow up. Like,
there we go.
Careers, jobs, and everything. But
those are the same thing.
Mabel, what if I don't like my role? Well, you don't have to worry about that. Most people are actually very happy with their roles.
You said most people, which directly suggests that there are people who aren't happy. And I'm guessing by that side that you're one of those people. So worrying about it is actually very warranted. I don't know where you're coming from here.
Besides some unlucky few. Anyway, moving on. When do you get your role? August 15th. But only...
Okay. So, incidentally, I'm wondering about this in terms of, like, everyone being happy with their roles. Are they just saying they are? Are they trained from the beginning of their lives to only like those things and then don't know differently? Or is the selection process personality-based at the age of, I don't know, 11, which has the same issue with the sorting ceremony from Harry Potter, which, you know, even I have to admit has its flaws in terms of, you know, analyzing an 11-year-old's personality right before their most formative years, arguably. So who knows? Maybe it kind of works like that, and because they've already been sorted to some degree, they don't think differently. That's what I'm thinking right now.
If you're 15 years old, you can get one. Also,
okay, 15. Yeah, your personality is usually like you're starting to get your answers in life at that point usually. So I'm surprised it's that late in the game. Especially because, like, by that stage, you're usually taking, like, your studies are kind of, like, being more focused at that age, so I don't know.
So, some people just don't get roles, and they can do whatever they want as a job.
Wait, so what's the point of the... I guess to fill in those positions that no one else wants to do.
Okay. I've talked for too long. Let's get into the actual story. My story. Come on.
Mabel, Kelly, get down here. If you miss the bus, I'm not driving you.
Very similar appearance of the mother there. Fair enough.
Coming, Mom. I can't...
I feel like the front hair stands out way more now than it did before. I don't know why someone in reality would, like, dye, like, only part of their hair in this way. Maybe it's supposed to be symbolic of the role of some kind. As a fashion choice, I highly question this. As I would also question sleeping in your hoodie and long, thick trousers. That's gonna just cause you to boil. Especially if you're about to wear those clothes in the day, just be all sweaty everywhere.
I can't believe school's already starting again. There's not enough summer, I swear. It was just the last day of school a week ago.
If this had been just, like, in her head, I would have said, like, oh, you know, I would have bat an eye about it. But she's, like, speaking out loud at this point. Why? They did the extra mile if I have a mouth open, clearly.
Oh.
And also, you just said it was the first day of school. We didn't need to see the calendars there. Nice effort, I suppose, but no, all right.
Who the hell threw that? Kelly, was that you? I told...
Oh, I can see one of the images. Okay, I'll say one of the images is being, like, looped that way. You know what? That's resourceful. It's unfortunate they had, like, the watermark in the corner, but yeah, I like that idea. I mean, yeah, alternating between those two things. It's a great way to actually do some repeated motioning without having to resort to keyframes.
I told you not to go in my room.
I mean, she's not in your room. You just threw paper everything it threw into your... That's a very obvious sibling loophole. Come on, you gotta be more specific.
What's this? Oh my god! It's not even August 15th yet! Why am I getting this?
I would say it's probably a prank, but okay.
This is all too soon! What do I do? Oh. Well, I guess I should open it, right? Everyone I know has gotten a good roll. I should be fine. But what
Wait, hold on. Everyone you know is gonna... Oh, I guess, like, everyone knows is older. Okay, fine.
if it's bad? It's fine, Mabel. It's fine. You'll be okay.
I will say choosing August 15th made sense beforehand because, like, you know, if someone has like an like a lot of like year groups in depending on like which school system you're in, you know, you have your year groups based on like, you know, like board for people from September to August usually. In Spain it's actually January to December, but that's, you know, again, exceptions. So assuming it works in that way, everyone would have turned, anyone in a particular year group would have turned 15 by August 15th. So, yeah, that tracks. Although, given that this, I mean, August 15th being the first day of school, I'm also surprised by, because normally that's reserved for September, but alright.
It's like, what, a 1 in a trillion chance you'll get something bad? It'll be fine.
How are there only a trillion different roles that they've come up with?
Maybe I'll even get something cool. No! This is not happening. There's no way I'm a...
Role witch. Description: a rare role. Can perform dark magic. Social status: hated, seen as evil by many. Witch burning.
I mean, okay. I guess it's good of them to outline that a person will be hated in the official document. I mean, I guess it's good to warn them, but also, wow, way to rip off that band-aid fast. Alright.
Still happen in a few towns, despite it being illegal. Witches are usually arrested or killed 24 hours to a week after being found to be one.
Then why is it an official role? Why would you have a role that makes someone arrested after being found out, even though legally speaking they had no choice in the matter? That doesn't make any sense. Just the whole, like, all killed thing. Surely that's also illegal.
What? Why are you staring at me?
I have no depth perception on account of my eye patch. I have to focus on you very intently, otherwise it doesn't help. It'd not be like my obsession. Well, it's, you know, my mental regression for right now.
Are you a ghost?
What?
Are you a ghost? You look all pale, and I heard you yelling before you even came down here.
Ah, yes, we know that only ghosts yell. What? What are you saying?
I thought you died.
And you didn't go and check if I was dying or not?
No, I'm still mad at you for not playing with me that one time.
And therefore death. Alright. I get it. Why don't I imagine this is what BB's like as a
Are
sibling?
you serious?
Yeah, so are you a ghost or not ghost?
No,
It's like Elizabeth Afton. We're done with the Aftons. They're gone. They're gone for right now. They can't hurt us anymore. That was last
I'm
video.
not a ghost.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. I know you got a role. That's probably it, right?
That's not even a role.
Honestly, why not? If witch can be a role in which you're arrested and killed a week after being found out, then yeah, I don't know. Which incidentally, I would have to imagine that, you know, every August 15th to the biggest, like, the most asked question between not only fellow 15-year-olds, but also just, you know, other people to said 15-year-olds would be, hey, what role did you get? So as far as, so if someone doesn't respond, but it is known that people, you know, arrest/kill witches, wouldn't that put you immediately under the line of suspicion? I suppose you'd have to lie and come up with something else that you do, but what kind of cover role would you actually do? And you would think if they had to assign witches for whatever reason, then at least they would like help by providing that information. You would expect, at least.
Plus,
You know, like some sort of like guide to, you know, hide that identity or something, or explain why witches are needed.
you said you thought I died. Not that I got a ghost role, so ha.
Mabel's being mean to me.
No, I'm not.
Kelly, you do realize I'm right here? We can't keep doing this.
Oh, okay, never mind. I guess the walk cycles in this one are very fast, unlike the last video where they were very slow. Okay. I've seen those flowers as hair ties. It's cute. Oh, you know, that's true. I would have made them a little bit larger because they're not really like being tied properly. Oh, actually, no. I guess like that flower would be the design, like the hair tie itself would be like some sort of like band. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, never mind.
Come on,
Forgot I said
eat your
that.
breakfast. If you're good, and you don't try to get Mabel in trouble for doing nothing, then we can get ice cream after school.
Also, by the well, kudos to the mother for not believing the younger sibling immediately. That's always a cliche that I'm like, really? But also, but immediately I'm gonna contrast that by saying that Mabel took off like all of her like thick layered clothing, I guess to actually exfoliate herself because my goodness, this is her day outfit. I don't know why she wears, which implies that she wears the sweatiest clothes imaginable as pajamas, which is not recommended.
Deal?
Yeah.
Great. Because you have like 15 minutes until the bus comes. Because one of you guys
What is happening to Mabel's mouth right now?
decided to take your sweet time before coming out here. Ugh, teenagers,
That's
I
fair.
swear.
What?
Mabel!
Are you guys all ready to go?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did you brush your teeth? Do you have absolutely everything in your backpack? Did you?
Mom, it's fine. I did.
This does sound like my mum. Whenever I'm in a hurry to get somewhere, it's like, hey, do you remember this like one specific thing, or do you want me to take you? Like, I mean, I appreciate it. Not the moment, not the time. Gotta go.
Everything I needed to, but we really need to go.
Yep,
Bye, Mom.
There it is. There it is.
Bye,
there
girls.
it is. Relatable.
Alright.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess if they can supersonic stroll over right there, then yeah, they don't need to worry about being late.
All right, we're here. Go to your class. It should be room 105. If you get lost, remember, it's the same room from the back to school night.
I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm a big kid now. I'm not dumb. I remember. Bye, ghosts.
Okay, bye, Kelly. Me or Mom will pick you up after school. Don't get into any strangers' cars, okay?
I know.
Geez, all right, I'm leaving now. I'm not missing my bus. Bye.
That I know would have been a bit more pronounced after like that point because you're like this, but you've like exasperated her so much, like I know or something. But yeah,
Bye.
Bye.
otherwise I really like that interaction. And yeah, again, she's got to make sure that she's not late too. There you are.
Hey, guys.
Hey. Hey, Mabel! Okay, so me and Catherine are just talking. Did you get your role? What is it? You know, because it's role day and everything. I thought
See, I said this. What was going to be the first question that they would ask each other at this point? Obviously, what role someone got. Yeah.
I'd ask. I was thought this thing was super cool.
That's enough, Lily. She knows what role day is. You do not have to go on a whole rant.
Yeah.
It's okay. So what it is. Slow down.
I know. I was just asking a simple question, not a whole rant.
Stop fighting. I swear, it's always something with you two. Opposites attract would be the stupidest thing if I were talking about you guys.
Fine.
Okay. Oh, it's just like. Oh, okay. We're getting that kind of interaction. Sure.
Did you get a role or not yet, though?
Oh, nope. It sucks, but, that means I'm able to try out a bunch of professions, huh?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot they did say that some people can just that just don't get them. Which, why? Is it because they run out of paper airplanes to throw through someone's windows? It didn't even say. Also, that paper, I'm pretty sure said Mabel's role, not even like Mabel last name's role. In case it gets lost in the lost in the post or something.
Huh.
Oh, wait.
Was their face big? Wow. I've enough of Queen for today, I think. If people don't know, I am that's the character I'm playing in the pantomime that I'm rehearsing for is a version of Freddie Mercury. So very, very much so a big part of my life at the moment.
Yeah, you're kind of right. I kind of wish I didn't get a role now.
Lily, you were literally ranting on and on about your role before she came.
Yeah, but I didn't think about it like that.
What role did you guys get?
You didn't think about the implications? You've had 15 years to think about the implications. Seriously?
Anyway.
I'm a super epic ballerina. Maybe that's why it's...
Have you undergone any sort of ballet training? If so, good luck.
I got those lessons when I was younger.
If not, good
I'll
luck.
be a fencer.
What now?
Surprisingly, not actually one of the songs that is in the pantomime. Although there are several characters in the pantomime like that are a few of the secondary characters that are called like Scaramouche, Fandango, Beelzebub, etc. So they did something with that.
Are you going to be putting up fences? I didn't think you liked that kind of thing. But to each their own. What kind of fences do you even like? Barbed? That wiry kind? Picket fences?
I'm not building fences. I don't have that lame of a hobby. I'll be sword fighting.
Oh.
You didn't know either, Lily?
No, but you seemed excited.
Ah, so that's why they didn't think about the implications, because they're all idiots. Good to know.
So I kind of just went with it.
I can't believe this.
Turtle fence is really cool, I'll have you know. You will build a turtle fence. Oh, okay, by the way, I didn't mute this video this time. Like, normally I do for the intros, but this is how it comes, apparently. Alright, well, I guess I will act accordingly. Okay, here we go. I'll enhance it a little bit. Shrewsbury presents a Gacha Club voice-acted series. A Witch's Secret.
Guys, since when do we have a magic class?
Magic class?
I don't know, maybe since witches are role in this world and you might need it now?
Well, that's definitely new.
That's literally what I just said.
Who cares if there's a magic class? The only thing I'm thinking is that none of us have a magic roll, so why do we have it?
Yeah, none of us have a magic roll. Right.
Yeah, not very subtle at all. Why do you think it's on your schedule? Oh my goodness, they're all so dumb.
Well, why don't we just go see what it is? I'm sure all the stuff will be answered. It's fine.
Yes, why don't we just all go to the magic class that we're not all scheduled for, missing the ones that we're actually supposed to be. Yeah, I'm sure we could just casually meander in there. Alright.
Oh, you're actually using your brain for once? Crazy.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, I'll agree with
Quit
that. at
fighting,
least.
we're gonna be late. I'm leaving.
Right. Bye, jerk.
Yeah, they really need to, like, stop having them zoom in like this. Oh, so you'll just set... Okay.
Hello everybody, I am Mr. Lance, and welcome to Magic Class. You may be wondering why you're here if you aren't a mage, yes?
Yes.
Well, in this class, we're going to be studying the history and many uses of magic.
Also, hold on. He just assumed that the entire class aren't mages. If mages are role in this world, why would he think that everyone, that none of his class would be mages in magic class? Is the magic class specifically for non-mages? If so, why did it not specify on the schedule non-mage magic class?
Also, there will be inspections for witches. New law requires we keep an eye on any attending school. Usually we'd arrest them, but we can't anymore if they're under 18. Now line up, I'm gonna...
You can't arrest them if they're under 18, but you can train them for presumably 3 years in a profession that is apparently illegal, despite the fact that it is government mandated for them to do so, implying it's part of the law. Sorry, I felt like my IQ just dropped there for a second. Alright.
check if you have that certain role, and then we can begin class. Next up, Mabel.
Oh no, oh god, oh no! I'm gonna get caught and I'll never have any friends again and I'll probably get killed and it's all over!
You're 15, you have 3 years of life apparently.
Clear.
At least.
Okay, so that just happened. How the hell did that... Am I not really a witch? Is that whole paper with my role on it just...
It was thrown into your window via paper airplane, so like it does have prank written all over it. You know, aside from the actual
Prank?
writing.
Hey! I was starting to think you were a witch up there. You look so nervous. Are you sick or something?
Oh god, what should I say? What will make me not look suspicious? You know what? I think I'm sick.
What's her?
Oh no, you're right. What is happening to the jacket? Yeah, that's true. The last video warned about, like, you know, years of Gacha life too, but yeah, it does seem like her torso was just, you know, fully detached. Exactly. It wasn't just her jacket; it was her entire. It's like her entire hips. Look, yeah, it's not just the jacket. It's like the skirt. It's the everything. The jacket length. It's like her entire. It's like her entire like coccyx just they're just like snapped and was pushed to the side.
Not look suspicious. You know what?
I'll tell you what they can not look suspicious. Sitting up straight.
I think I'm...
And treating your very severe scoliosis.
Sick. What's her deal?
I don't know. She said.
Also, we have the same issue, by the way, of like the desk props and the lack of chairs underneath them, which, you know, can be solved nowadays in Gacha by simply, you know, adding chairs.
Is she sick? I know when she's sick or not, and I've been her best friend for years, and she's.
I know when she's sick or not, which is why I had to ask her to verbally confirm if she was sick. Do these people hear themselves when they talk?
Definitely not. Do you think she knows that we know?
I hope not.
Oh god, okay. You know, I guess that's what I get. You know, rehearsal going extremely well today,
Okay,
so...
wow, it's actually
Yeah, I guess it means that the stream is going to end up, you know, destroying my brain.
finished.
There you go.
Alright, hi. I just wanted to pop in and say thank you for watching this. I've been wanting to do
You're
this
welcome.
project for forever, and it means the absolute world to me.
Oh, first got in 2022. So, see, that, by the way, I will at least give that over to this video over the last one, where it doesn't seem like it was, like, just, like, random, like, spur-of-the-moment decision to make this series. This one was meditated on, so that at least I can give it. Maybe it should have been refined a bit in that time, you know, given this was, again, 3 years, but as I guess Mabel thinks, 3 years is nothing, so who knows.
Me that you watched this. I know it wasn't the best quality. Most of this was me figuring out how to use Gacha again since I hadn't used it in a while. But for episode 2 and the others, the quality will
Explains
be
the
better.
hip thing.
You have my word on that. Anyway, credits for the absolutely amazing voice actors are in the description as well, and you should totally go check them out. But with that said, this episode will come to an end. Bye, and thanks for watching!
Okay, so the creator's enthusiastic about it, which is always a good sign. I, unfortunately, am not. The voice acting in this one was better than the last video. You know, obviously it was more varied, so I had more people. I didn't really like there were any major issues. I pointed out that one thing with like Kelly, but that was more like a redirection thing I would have personally done. So not like that performance didn't work in that line. It's just something I would have done a little bit differently. The story I would have done a lot differently. Like there were a lot of like easy fixes for this situation. You know, first of all, don't make witches illegal. You know, you can. I mean, I don't like have the government, let's say, like point out they've been shunned or something. If there's the potential for, you know, witches to go bad a lot of the time, that by itself is already enough reason for a character to be shunned if that's what they're assigned. You know, so that would have probably, like, you know, that would have helped a lot in this case. And like the whole like arrested thing, again, why would they be arrested for after being trained in the role they were given specifically? And if that's and if they don't like having witches, why would they assign that role? It makes me think that, I mean, there's like you know, like the roles themselves are like that are typically legally enforced, like a different department that has been removed for some reason. Like there could be like a very old bylaw or something with the new president can't remove or something, but that's like I'm grasping at straws to try and fix the very, very shoddy foundation that we've got here. So yeah, it's unfortunate that, you know, especially like the attempt to world build in this as well. Like at the beginning, having the whole exposition thing, obviously not the best method. I would have definitely said, like, you know, you just like have the people to say that, you know, it's like, or, you know, start the video on August 14th and have people excited to figure out what their role actually is. Actually, this is somewhat similar to the setup for my, you know, Gacha story series, which I'm now blank on the name of because I blocked it out my mind because it ended up being terrible to produce. But yeah, the one where I decided, you know, we talk about like the transformations and like how unlocking a transformation on a specific day was super important. Everyone knew about it. I had that be like a conversation that you like piece together the details of from the first scene. This series, by the way, was almost an every scene count situation. And how it was like massively built up to some degree. There's no like transformation in that one that was like specifically shunned, but it was more like on a interpersonal family thing. So that's the difference. But in this case, yeah, it's something that can't be it can't be controlled and can't be. Yeah, thank you, Hybrid Academy. See, I blanked entirely. Yeah, so that's got there my own show. that tells you how much I enjoyed making that video. Yeah, but like from a story foundation perspective, that's all the things I was thinking of. You know, for similar reasons I would have applied into here, because ultimately it's the same thing. Main character acquires acquires some sort of like mandated / birthright thing that affects, you know, their entire track in life, and they're not happy with it. What do they do with that? It's the same setup, but done without having to narrate, without having to have a random alien there to talk about like different worlds or something, implying a larger universe that we're not familiar with. Maybe there are other videos on this particular channel that would provide context, none of which have appeared in Gacha Fest. So I don't know. Maybe the aliens are from a different world that's not Gacha, and that's why, you know, and that's why this creator was referencing them. I don't know. Always need like an orange surrogate so that Mabel was not talking to no one, even though that would have been perfectly acceptable to do. But anyway, so yeah, yeah, can't say I'm enthusiastic for this one. I mean, it's great that the creator's going to guarantee, you know, better quality, but that seems to be more so on levels of visuals, and the visuals weren't that bad. The one major thing I would say is like slow down the walk cycles, and, you know, don't give the characters distracting front hair, because that's just not a thing that people do in real life, for the most part. So yeah, that's but as far as like technical stuff goes, that's really all you need, aside from like maybe like a bit of like a song of some description, hopefully non-copyrighted, for the intro, so it's not just channel presents a witch's secret, you know. As long as you've got those things covered, as you're done on the technical side. But on the story side, there's definitely a lot more to do. To Recipe 2019 Hybrid Princess vibes, and I love that. Well, maybe they haven't used Gacha since those days. That would explain a lot, but that was mere speculation. But right now, I'm 5 minutes away from having the stream be exactly an hour long, so I'm going to end it now, because that will annoy BB. So yeah, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And scrap it on already. I'm going to, I don't know, palate cleanse myself with something that's going to recover my brain cells a bit. And on that note, until next time, farewell.